Another beautiful day out here. Looks like more rain fell last night because the ground's super wet. Denise and Carrie are out here with me. We're gonna go try and once again get into some of the elk that I think should be out here. But see what we find. Today's the day I'll be announcing the winner of the contest, so that'll probably be part of this video. So let's see what kind of a day we can have first. Super thick. You could hunt this stuff 100 times and not cover all of it. Let me take just a second to show you something here. You guys probably hear me throw dates out sometimes on some of the stuff that I see out here. And probably wondering, how do you know that? Well, lots of things, but here's one of them. Like, if I was to see an arrowhead here in this area, I would have a pretty good guess that it's between 800 and 1,000 years old. And the reason why I say that is that the things that are easily dated, like pottery, because they have a lot of carbon in them. See the pattern on that? See the pattern on those? Well, the later in the Pueblo period, this stuff's all like P2, P3. The later in the Pueblo period you get, the fancier the pottery gets. The basket makers had some grayware toward the end, just the corrugated or the grayware, but about 700 or 800 years ago was the most recent that stuff could be, but that's not quite that recent. So that one would be about 1,000 years old, 800 to 1,000, just based on the pottery that's there. Arrowheads are you can't radiocarbon date them, but the pottery you can get a pretty good idea of. And so when you find points associated with the pots, then that's where a lot of the dating comes from. And that's what I look for when I walk up on something. If depending on the type of dwelling and what I see on it, it gives me a pretty good idea of the time period. You know, earlier than about 2,000, 2,500 years ago, people were fairly nomadic, and you find mainly just camps. You don't find dwellings a lot other than the basket maker pits, where occasionally they would stay long enough to have homes. But anyway, just a quick, that's what I base it on when I'm given numbers. I'm not just grabbing stuff out of the air. It's an educated guess. I don't know that, okay, I'm not educated, but it's a good guess.
Glasses are all fogged up.
Alright, Denise is on the board.
Sweet.
You gotta pick it up. You gotta accept the offering that the shed gods have given you.
It must be packed out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be heavy.
You strap that on for her?
Strap that on and get ready.
Did you loosen up?
Make sure you get, you have to loosen those.
It's kind of, yeah, it's big.
Oh.
Super heavy. I bet it's like 2 ounces maybe.
I wonder if I should run that back to the truck.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Hey.
Just hit this little sagebrush flat. And I'm on the board. Barely on the board. Take it. Alright. Now it's looking pretty good down here. It's not near as deep of a canyon as I was hoping it would be. But I just came up on something that's pretty cool I wanted to show you. So you've got these square rooms here. You got 1, 2. That one you can see the best. But then Metate, toddy. That's 4 of those I've seen in 2 days. Oh, look at that. I wonder what that's going to be. Oh, that's a kind of a crude point. Pretty cool. Like I said, if you want an indication of how far out in the middle of nowhere I am, you just, people will pack them out if they're anywhere close to a road or any way of getting to them. That's 4 of those in 2 days that I've seen. And I think it's pretty cool. I may or may not have fallen asleep underneath this tree for a minute. Yesterday's hike in that heat was 23.13 miles. And I'm already over 10 for today. So I'm tired. But if Denise or Carrie hadn't come on the radio, I'd still be asleep. But I guess now it's time to get up and try to find some sheds. Here we go. Oh, so hot. Well, I finally gave up. Started looping back for the truck. I'm about halfway there, and I came right back up onto the same mesa that I dropped in on. And I just walked up on a pig. I mean, a big single deer. Man, it'd be cool if the other side of this one, if this one was side by side, but that's probably too much to ask. But check this one out. I can tell it's a good one. I just wanted to, okay, if I'm wrong and this isn't big, when I see an antler, I immediately, well, you can look, here's my boot track right there. I spin, I pivot. The second I lay eyes on one, I just spin out and I get my phone out. So I've literally seen these things for a second or less. I want to get that moment where I actually see it on film for you guys. So my impression of this one is it's a great big, and I'm almost certain it has a cheater on it. But let's check it out. Oh. Yeah, you don't have to look at that one for very long to realize it's a big one. Holy crap, that's a big one. Oh, where's the other side? Used up all my side-by-side luck yesterday. Have to look for a little bit. Man, I wish we could find the other side to this. It's heavy. Look at that extra cheater. So he was walking right down this trail, dropped this side right here. Maybe we'll find the other side back up the trail here. It's a good buck. Alright, it's time to announce the winner of the contest. That buck right there. Like I said yesterday, I was pretty impressed with how close everybody was. And the winner was within 3/8 of an inch of the official score. Well, the official unofficial score. Check out this. So this is the set. Here's the single that I found today. If this was, how cool would that be if that was him? Unfortunately, these two bucks are about 20 miles apart. But double hook cheaters, he'd be pretty cool. Anyway, without further ado, here is the official, unofficial, or unofficial, official score right here. So you can see that right there, 179 1/8. All the measurements there. 24 1/8 on the inside spread. 179 1/8. So, with a guess of 178 6/8 and a guess of a 24-inch inside spread, so we missed the inside spread by 1/8 of an inch. And the only reason the inside spread is that narrow is because that's the longest of the two main beams. He probably would have been wider than that on the inside because he's just a wide buck. But anyway, so for he got a 24 1/8 inch inside spread credit. With a guess of 168 6/8, Chris Ward. So Chris Ward wins. Here's the camp knife that I'm giving away. It's kind of an all-purpose camp knife. You can see my maker's mark there, maybe. Just designed for camping and whatnot. Chris, be careful. This will cut you. My knives are very sharp. So all you have to do, Chris Ward, appreciate everybody that put their guesses in. It was pretty fun for me. Hope it was fun for you. It was cool to me that everybody was so close, and I wasn't too far off on my guess either. But to get the knife, Chris, all you got to do is just go on my Facebook page, which is William Arthur's Knives. Pull that up and message me there so that I can get your address to mail that to you. It's got Kydex sheath with a belt clip. What are these things called? Drawing a blank. But anyway, it's the belt clip that you can change the angle. You can carry it Ranger carry or straight up. Anyway, just kind of a cool knife that I liked. Not that it's not more than capable of gutting deer and elk, but it's a little bit big for that, so it's more of a camp style knife. And that's it. Buck scored 179 1/8. Chris Ward guessed 168 6/8, 3/8 of an inch off. So Chris Ward, just contact me on my Facebook page, William Arthur's Knives. Send me a message, and I'll get it mailed out to you. Thanks for everybody that participated. If anybody's looking for a knife, since hunting season's coming up, you can also get a hold of me through that page, and we can. I got time to get something done before then, so let me know. Just a note, just real quick, I just watched that back, and the second time I said it, I said 168 6/8. Chris Ward guessed 178 6/8. He was off by 3/8 of an inch. And I noticed that you couldn't really see the numbers very good. So let me see if I can get them. If you can't see them there, then you won't be able to see them. I came up with 179 1/8, and that was pretty. That's a pretty straight up score. I wasn't trying to stretch anything. I had, for the inside spread, I had a buddy of mine told him about how we both figured that buck would lay. He's just a wide buck. You know, usually when we do that, we put the eye guards vertical and then about the width of the skull, and that gives you a pretty good idea of where that buck's going to lay. Most bucks have vertical eye guards, so you can see that he pretty easily has, you know, more than 24 inches on the inside. depending on how he lays. But anyway, just wanted to make that correction so you didn't think I was saying the wrong thing.